Welcome to the Militia Gaming community. I'm Trigger, and this list is the vehicles that you need before you go into the Crew Motorfest. Let's go. Real quick before I get into the Crew 2 stuff, I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you want to come say hello, pop into my stream. It's 9 p.m. Central Time on kick.com. That's kick.com/triggermgc. We'll put a link in the description. All right, getting into the Crew 2 stuff. Before I get into the list though, I want to talk about two creators that have helped me out tremendously over the years with my Crew 2 journey. These two creators are the best in my opinion in the Crew 2 space. So go check them out, subscribe to their channels. They are awesome. That is Akor and Sidwaj. Both channels have phenomenal info and they're delivered in slightly different ways. So you'll appreciate both channels. Go check those guys out. Links in the description. All right, let's get into this list. So starting off with the street race cars, there's 6 different cars that I think you should get before you go into the Crew Motorfest. And keep in mind that this list is really just a good starting point for you when you go into Motorfest. These cars are the best cars in their classes in the Crew 2, and therefore they should be at the very minimum respectable when you get into Motorfest. So that's the whole idea here, is that these are the best vehicles in the Crew 2, and so they should be somewhat useful when you get into Motorfest. So again, starting with the street race cars, the number 1 car on the list, and this is a must buy, is the 1985 Lamborghini Countach. Now you probably already own this, but if you don't, you have to get this before you go into Motorfest. It is widely regarded as the best car, the fastest car in the street race category. In second, I've got the 1994 Mitsubishi 3000 GT VR4 No Rules Edition. So this No Rules Edition is something that you cannot buy in the store. You actually have to unlock it with the Into the Storm events. So go do those events if you haven't already and get your 3000 GT. Also unlocked with events, the 2019 BMW M8 No Rules Edition. It's again unlocked with those same type of events, but it's called the Blizzard Rush events. And you can find those in the activities menu. Now, if I don't mention a specific event where you unlock a car, you can just buy the car straight up from the store. At number 4, I like the Lamborghini Gallardo LP570. This car was the top dog for a long time in the Crew 2, so this is a must buy. It handles very nicely. At number 5, I've got the 1996 Porsche 911 GT 993. Again, you can just buy this in the store. And then lastly, the 2009 Honda S2000 Ultimate Edition. Again, just buy that in the store. Moving on to the street race bikes, I've got the 2016 MV Augusta Brutale Dragster 800RR and the 2018 Honda CBR 1000 RR. Both of those bikes perform very nicely. Moving on to the drift category, there's 2 cars that I strongly recommend, but there's not a whole lot of cars in the drift category, so collect as many as you want. The first car and the easiest and number 1 best car to drift with is the 2002 Mazda RX-7. This car is easy, you can just buy it, it's very user friendly. A car that I personally like to drift with though is the 2012 Koenigsegg Agera R. This is a car that I always use when I have the option. It's just my favorite in terms of the handling, the throttle control, all of that stuff. So go out and get you at least those 2, but you know, collect the drift cars if you'd like. Moving on to the drag race, there's really only one drag car that you need, and you probably already have it if you've been playing the Crew 2, but the 2014 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray is a must buy. Let's move on to hypercars. In the hypercar category, there's 3 that I recommend. I've got the 2019 Bugatti Chiron Super Sport 300 Plus, the 2018 McLaren Senna, and the 1996 Porsche Strassen version 993. All 3 cars are insane. The Strassen version is one of my favorites for handling and low-end acceleration. The Bugatti Chiron is insane top speed, and so is the Senna. All 3 of those cars are great to have going into Motorfest. And actually, when we were playing the Motorfest closed beta, I saw a lot of McLaren Sennas out there, and they were doing very well in the hypercar category. So keep that in mind. Those 3 cars are definitely worth it. Moving on to the Rally Raid category, we've got the 2010 Ford F-150 SVT Raptor Evo 1 Enforcer unit. This is the best rally raid vehicle in the game, but not by a whole lot. The Hummer HX concept is also very nice. You can buy the F-150 in the store, but the Hummer HX concept has to be earned with 520 stars in the Explorer hobby. So go into the Explorer hobby and make sure you're collecting those stars so that you can unlock your Hummer HX concept. Moving on to the motocross category, there's 3 bikes that you can choose from. All 3 do very well, but the best one is the KTM 450 EXC Nighthawk Edition, closely followed by the 450 EXC regular, and then the 2018 Yamaha YZ 450F. Moving on to the rallycross category, which is actually going to be transitioning into the rally category when you get to Motorfest, is the 2005 Mitsubishi Lancer WRC05. This is my favorite rallycross and the #1 car in the game in my opinion, but you've also got a couple of other cars that you can collect. The 2012 Cadillac Escalade Enforcer unit, it's really great for rallycross as well. And then the Porsche 911 GT3 RD limited edition. All 3 of those cars are must-buys going into Motorfest, but the Lancer definitely is going to be your best bang for your buck. And I was using this in the closed beta, and it was absolutely dominating some of those grand race events. Moving on to the demolition category, there's only 2 that you really need, and that's the 1956 Fender Frontiera and the 1975 Fender Bulk. Both cars have a little bit different handling styles. The Frontiera is just an all-around good car, and the Bulk has a little bit better top speed. Moving into the monster truck category, the 1966 Volkswagen Combi High School Edition is a great buy. It's got good slipstream ability, and then the 2011 Ford Mustang GT and the 2010 Chevrolet Silverado 1500. If you're a Chevy fan, get the Silverado. If you're a Ford guy, get the Mustang. But all 3 of these monster trucks are great buys going into Motorfest. Let's move on to the powerboat section. So the #1 powerboat, the most used powerboat, is the Frauscher 1414 Demon. This is a very, very well-rounded boat, and I use it for basically everything in the game except for slalom events, in which case I would use the 2018 Vector V40R. You should buy both of those boats, and then it's always good to have a 2017 Proto Offshore MK1. All 3 of these are great purchases. Going into the touring cars, which is now going to be called racing in the Crew Motorfest, I've got the 2014 Ferrari FXXK. That car just sticks to the road. It is very nice to drive, and I actually was driving it in the Crew Motorfest beta, and it dominates on the racing discipline. I really like this FXXK. I was able to gain lots of positions while racing in the beta using this car. I really strongly recommend buying it. But if you're not a huge Ferrari fan, there's 2 other options for you. The 1977 Porsche 935 2.0 Coupe Baby. I like this car as well as the 2013 Lamborghini Gallardo LP570 Super Trofeo. Those are both excellent cars. The Gallardo has a little bit better handling, but the Porsche 935 is very nice as well. Let's move into the planes. So there's only 2 planes that you really need. Both of these planes are very, very good and are used frequently in the Crew 2, and that's the 2018 Waco YMF 5D Super and the 2002 Pilatus PC21. Both planes are very useful, but I'm not a huge plane guy, but it's nice to carry a couple of them into Motorfest so you're ready to go. And finally, the last category is the Alpha GP. There's only one that you really need, and that's the 2018 Proto Alpha Mark II. However, I like the Alpha Mark X as well. I think the Alpha Mark X handles very nicely, but I think overall the Alpha Mark II is a little bit faster. So both of those would be good, but the Mark II is the one you want to get. All right, so hopefully this list has helped you out in some way. The goal here was to give you a checklist of cars that you should be getting before you go into Motorfest. The idea being that these will help you get started and give you sort of a base inventory of cars, and then you can build from there. But these will absolutely give you a good head start on Motorfest. So anyway, if you have any questions about this video or any video I've done on the channel, you can always send me a DM. I answer literally every DM that comes my way on Twitter, Discord, and Instagram. The best place being Instagram. So anyway, send me a DM if you have any questions. Thank you guys so much for watching. Trigger out.